Welcome, hockey fans. I'm Brad, Undrafted hockey fan. Today we're talking about the Red Wings because I'm frustrated. I'm mad right now because their March has been so bad. It has been March sadness as it's been called. But I'm so frustrated with Yzerman's plan right now. I always am. I'm pro patience. I'm probably the over patient guy, but I'm so losing my patience, especially with how the team has been playing this past several weeks, honestly. And they had like a good little win. They had a good win against Vegas. They had a nice win against was it Buffalo, or it was no, Utah 5-1. They get pumped. I mean, there's back to back, so they get pumped by the Colorado Avalanche, but like, and they lose 6-3 to the Vegas Golden Knights, 4-1 to the Washington Capitals. Like, it's just like it's been like an onslaught. I mean, in the 7-3 game against Buffalo was phenomenal. I was like, dude, maybe we can break this thing. And it's just like I'm just like I'm so frustrated because the thing is like if you're dead, just be dead, right? The problem is the Red Wings are absolutely in this playoff race still. That's the frustrating thing, is that they're absolutely in it. I'm gonna pull up the ESPN standings right now because it is infuriating how close they are. So if we're looking at this, so Ottawa Senators are like basically about to take out the New Jersey Devils. They honestly could. I know they can't because they're in a different division. Anyways, but you basically have Ottawa. They've run away with it. They're a pretty good size difference away. They have 79 points right now in 70 games. By the way, hit like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Thank you. Listen on Spotify and all that stuff. We're just gonna go on the rant today. I'm mostly a Red Wings fan. I also listen to I also like the San Jose Sharks and the Dallas Stars. So I've got a pretty mixed bag here, you know. So I got San Jose, who is probably the most fun rebuilding team in the league right now. One of the only two teams out of contention, and then the Dallas Stars making the massive Mikko Rantanen trade as well, with all those first round picks and third round picks and Stankoven going. And you have the Red Wings kind of like fumbling in the middle, and it's infuriating. And they're absolutely coming out of this. They're absolutely coming out of this like rebuild and everything. But to me, it's just like it's the way it's done that's infuriating, because I will say I think let's go with the standings. Sorry, let's go with the standings because I will talk about Yzerman's plan and everything. So we have the Montreal Canadiens have 75 points in 70 games. Okay. So just to give you a benchmark, Red Wings have 71 games played. There's 82 games in a season. That means they have 11 games left. Okay. So they have 11 games to try and catch up to the Montreal Canadiens, who have 3 more points in 1 less game. So that's and they're in the same division, right? So you have to be able to catch them. But not only do you have to beat them, you have to beat the Columbus Blue Jackets, the New York Rangers, the New York Islanders. Like it's crazy because it's like a full, like, the Red Wings are in a playoff spot. They were in the number one playoff. They were in the first wild card, and now there's 6 teams ahead of them from that spot. So, and even just to go to the second wild card spot, there's 5 teams that have to beat. So, to me, and again, it's that, like, if they were just lost on like a 10-game losing streak, I'd be like, okay, season's over, plan for the lottery. Like, but the problem is I still have hope. I am crazy. I still have hope, dude. They have the hardest strength of schedule. That means they're versing the most playoff teams for the rest of the year. Like, I still absolutely have hope. And I'm looking at the people that they're going to be versing the next up and coming. Like, it's not a great schedule at all. It's not a good schedule at all. But to me, they're still 6th in the division. So if we're going to their schedule, just looking at who they're going to be versing, they have tomorrow against Ottawa, playoff team. Boston, no. Let's count people who are like in the wild card spot or not, right? Ottawa, no. Like, Ottawa's in the playoff spot. Yep. Boston, no. St. Louis fighting for one. Carolina fighting for one. Florida has one. Like, Montreal's fighting for one. Florida has one. Tampa Bay has one. Dallas has one. New Jersey has one. Toronto has one. Like, they're playing one team, Boston, who's the only one that's like a guaranteed not going to make the playoffs. And if you go to the St. Louis Blues, scroll on them, they're in a playoff spot. They're literally their last 11 games are all teams that are in a playoff spot besides one. So they're versing 10 teams in playoff spots, 10 playoff teams the rest of the year. So this is me talking myself off the ledge, dude. I still think they have a chance, and I hate still feel that way, because hockey's so GD random that anyone can beat anybody. Like, right? Like, San Jose Sharks beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, like the number 1 in the Atlantic versus the bottom of the league. Like, it can happen, dude. Like, we just saw the Buffalo Sabres beat the Ottawa Senators. Like the Buffalo Sabres, like look at where they're at. If we go to them, Buffalo Sabres are last in the Eastern Conference versus beat the first wildcard team. Thank you, by the way, Buffalo. I really appreciate it. Because now they're going into a losing streak against the Red Wings. So, but to me, like you have to look at the intangibles. Like just even looking at it right now, like Red Wings, they're of all the teams that are in the spot. Let's not count Ottawa, right? Because I think Ottawa's going to take it. I think they're too far away. I don't think anyone's going to catch Ottawa. I think Montreal was hot for a second, but now they're 4-2-4 in the last 10. So I'm not like worried about them. I'm not worried about Ottawa right now. I'm more worried about like Montreal, Islanders, Rangers, Jackets, and Detroit. Again, Boston, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, like Buffalo. You're done. Your season's done. But if you're looking at so let's look at some comparables. Okay, Red Wings. I'm gonna use goal differential -22. The Montreal Canadiens have a higher goal differential than them. A lower goal differential than them, but they're still 3 points ahead of the game in hand. Infuriating. And by the way, they're also an Atlantic Division team, so they're also versing the same like teams as the Red Wings. So that just means like I'm like looking at them like, are the Montreal Canadiens better than like them? Like it's infuriating. So then you go to the records, okay? Of all the teams, like of all these teams, they're so mid. I mean, all these teams are so mid right now. And if Red Wings had just won like 3 or 4 games, they would have been in the playoff spot. But no, Red Wings are 3-7-0 in their last 10. Bad, right? Jackets are even worse. 2-7-1 in their last 10. Bad. Rangers 3-6-1, a point better than the Red Wings right now. Islanders, dude, the OT kills me. They're 5-2-3. They're at least like a little over 500 then, right? Because they get the extra point from OT losses, right? And the Montreal Canadiens are 4-2-4. Still bad. All those overtime losses. By the way, overtime loss point kills me. It's infuriating, but it is what it is. It's what we have, the system we have right now. So I digress. So moving on. Then we look at the goals for. Okay, Red Wings have 205. Jackets are beating them. They have 20 more goals. The Rangers are beating them. They have 9 more goals. Islanders don't score that much in general, but they have really good goaltending. They do not score as much, but again, Islanders have great goal. They're just a defensive-minded team. And the Montreal Canadiens have scored 7 more goals. So all the teams besides the Islanders, who are notoriously known as a defensive team, low event hockey, everyone else has more goals. Goals against. Red Wings they're middle. So the Montreal's letting in more goals, and so has the Blue Jackets. Both their goaltending is not stellar anyways, so just shows you that Red Wings still are not. They don't have it. Red Wings don't have great goaltending, and it still shows better than what the other teams are getting. Rangers, though, you have Shesterkin, of course, huge $11.5 million contract, 8 years. He's better be good. He's not been lights out recently, but he's still going to keep you in games. Can't score goals though, buddy. And so, in Islanders 209, again, they have a great goaltender in Sorokin and Varlamov. So, I think there's been some injury issues with them as well. But to me, you're in this mushy middle. You're in this middle of and like the guys you can see the effort's lower. It's just not the oomph that you want. It's not the extra. Like to me, I genuinely like after the first period of the Colorado Avalanche game, after the 3 goals, the 3 goals they went out in the first period, I would have just because even though Costa had just flown in that day, to me, you needed to do a signal change of the team. Remember, Mrazek got hurt against the night before. He got hurt the night before versus Utah. Utah. He got hurt against Utah. And then so Lyon comes in for it's a minute and a half in. Then Lyon plays most of almost the whole game. Then you're on a back-to-back. So you play Lyon again. So Talbot's out, Mrazek's out. You double play Lyon. To me, get Lyon in for the first period. He let in 3. Then you give the guys enough time. I know they're gassed as well, but you need to give them a reason to fight for something. And you put Costa in there. And you say, hey, buddy, I'm sorry. You're having to verse Nathan McKinnon, Campbell Carr, and an absolute wagon of a Stanley Cup contender. Probably, genuinely might win the Stanley Cup. It might be a Colorado Avalanche. Dallas Stars conference or division final first round pick. Oh, dude, the first round would be crazy if there's that. But then Florida, like it could be like a Colorado Avalanche, Florida. That's absolutely what it could be. So to me, I'm like, just change it up. That's a McClellan thing. And again, I think Costa. I understand why. I understand why you didn't do it, but it's just it's infuriating because I'm just like, you need to shake this roster up a little bit. Like you need to create a little buzz. Dude, there's so many injuries too. That's a problem as well. Like the Red Wings just are like, you had Petrie just got back and then he took a day off. And then Soderblom came in, took another day off, right? Then you lose Andrew Kopp. He's out for the rest of the year. Like Carter Mazur is out as well. He was supposed to come in as like an extra guy, as a young guy to play, but he's been out for a while now as well. He got hurt in his first game. He only played, he played one game. I wonder what was his AHL, because I think his AHL he played 20 games this season in the AHL. Had again another injury, right? 15 points in 20 games in the AHL. That's phenomenal. That's good for him, dude. That's good. I'm excited to see him next year. Cool. But to me, like, you gotta be better. Like, you just gotta be better. Like, or pick a direction. Because to me, like, I'm looking at what Yzerman did, and basically what I'm gonna talk about is I'm gonna talk about what Yzerman could have done right now for the playoffs to help show that he has confidence in this team, or just give him a little bit of the incentive. And then to me, I want to end on what I think Yzerman's plan is for the rest of the season. What the summer or the summer looks like. I'm gonna give him some flowers, but I'm also gonna give him cross checks because there's some things that I'm starting to run out of patience, and I'm one of the patient fans. I'm absolutely one of the patient fans. I know he did the tear down, right? I know the Justin Abdelkader contract he had to work with, right? Like, I know he had to do a buyout there. By the way, Justin Abdelkader is going to be on the books until the end of 2026. So the rest of this year and all of next year as well. If the Red Wings are not in the playoffs after this contract's done, Yzerman's gone. He's fired. Like, to me, that's what's going to happen in my opinion. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I mean, this is a gift. He was bought out in the 2020. He was bought out in 2020. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? He was bought out in 2020 and the contract is going to be up in 2026, dude. It's a little bit asinine, to be honest. But I mean, again, it's not the cap space. It's the what had to be taken off this roster to help clean it up and everything. So to me, I'm excited for the next part. And so this is what I'm going to talk about with actually, you know what? Let's continue tearing into them. I'm having too much fun with this. So let's go. Let me show you this. So Region Buckpedia, there's a couple things he could have done. Something. Send out a third or a fourth round pick for someone, because there are plenty of guys that got traded that did not cost dick. They didn't cost much at all. Looking at this, I'm just pulling up right here. San Jose Sharks trade Nico Sturm, or Florida Panthers get Nico Sturm. Rest of the year, $2 million contract, whatever, and a 7th round pick for a 4th round pick. You couldn't have given a 4th round pick. By the way, Florida is a Stanley Cup contender. They're going to finish in the top 8, probably top 4, maybe even top 2, which basically makes this 4th rounder basically a 5th rounder, right? Like, a Red Wings 4th rounder is worth more than a Florida 4th rounder. You could have traded for Nico Sturm. What are we doing here? Okay. Going to another one. Here's another one. This one I don't know if I would do. Anthony Beauvillier. Plays center, right? He plays center. And the Pens pick up a Capitals 2025 second round pick. By the way, another pick that's going to probably be in the bottom 8 of the second round. Basically, you give like a 3rd and a 4th round pick, you're getting the same value basically. And in the 8 games that he only had 20 points in 63 games with the Pens. He had, we'll skip Beauvillier. It's a little high of a price. I'll give you that one, okay? Then we talk about would this have been a great trade? This would have been great for Tarasenko, who I've been talking about when they signed him, that he needs another Russian on the team. He needs someone that he can bond with that is Russian. All these Swedes have people that can talk in their mother tongue, but the Russian is alone. It can feel very isolating. That's what I imagine it'd be. Like, if I had no one else to speak English with, like, I felt that way in France. It was very tough not to be like fully connected with someone, and you're on a team for that, not just this year, but next year as well. And Andrei Kuzmenko, and by the way, Philly retained half, and or Philly retained half of the salary for the rest of this year. He's 29 years old. You get him for a 3rd round pick, and you get a 7th round pick in the mix of that too. What's he at right now? He's played on 3 teams this year. That's crazy. I mean, he's only got 4 points in 10 games, but Kuzmenko, like, you don't need winger help on the left side. You absolutely do. Who are you playing there right now? You're playing Rasmussen, Soderblom, Hurt. You've played Casper up there, but now he's playing second line center because Kop's out. So this has been a good little reinforcement, right? Yeah, you think so. Going on back to the Pittsburgh Penguins again. Maybe that one that you want to do necessarily. You know who's a right-handed shot though? Luke Shen cost him a 2nd and a 4th round pick to the Jets. Again, Jets, they're going to go farther than the Red Wings, right? So a 2nd and 4th round pick, Red Wings, like, a little more valuable. Could have picked him up, and you would have had him for this year and next year, a right-handed defenseman. Like, then you can move Hall, right? Like, I don't know, like, you probably could have traded Hall to the Penguins and then throw in like maybe another 3rd round pick in there. Like, then you're off of the Hall contract, and you got Luke Shen for cheaper. You know, like, these are just easy, quick moves. Again, this is another one. I don't know if you wanted to do this one, but Brandon Tanev, left winger. Don't know if you want to do it for a 2nd round pick, maybe a little too expensive, but it was an option. It's an option. Leafs dumped 2 guys. They dumped 2 guys who, like, it would have been cool to just like bring some fresh blood in here, right? Like, you moved off of Valeno. Like, you could have moved off of you could have moved off some guys. Like, you don't think the Pittsburgh Penguins would want like him to take Tarasenko? They wouldn't take a Justin Hall. They wouldn't take a Gustafson. I did a mock trade of a Gustafson trade to Pittsburgh. I thought it made a lot of sense. To me, and Toronto got a pick for dumping 2 guys. Connor Dewar, 25 years old, plays center. Connor Timmins, right-handed defenseman, 6'2", 26 years old. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Timmins isn't a point getter, right? He had 8 points with Toronto. He has 4 points with Penguins. Good for them. It's half point per game defenseman. Maybe Red Wings could use that. Red Wings could use a half point per game defenseman. Oh, look at that. Connor Dewar playing center or left wing on the left side. Okay, cool. I take that. Move Raz to the center. No big deal. He's got half point per game right now. That'd be pretty nice. That'd be pretty freaking nice. Okay, let's even go to stats. Who's even half a point per game, dude? How many half point per game guys do the Red Wings even have this year? Because to me, I assume it's not. Oh, dude, it's not good. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 of them, and it's Raymond, Larkin, DeBrincat, Kane, Sider. Edmonton is almost there, I'll tell you. He wasn't starting on too many good positions at this point. He has 29 points, 6-7 games. But then you have, and Casper starting to heat up too. He's starting to get there too. But Comfort's not there. Tarasenko's not there. Cop was not there either. Like, Berggren's not there. Rasmussen isn't there. Like, Gustafson, your power play guy, your PV2 guy, not there. It's a little ridiculous. This one I really liked for the Boston Bruins. I'm a little bit jealous in this case. They trade for Henry Jokiharju, a 25-year-old, again, right-handed defenseman for a 4th round pick. He's only got 1.8 games, but again, former 1st round pick, dude. Right-handed defenseman, 25 years old. Take a flyer. He's probably better than Justin Hall. Then moving on to the San Jose Sharks again. Luke Cunnin. This is one. Someone in your division did this trade, right? Someone in your division did this trade. They traded for Luke Cunnin, who has 18 points in 63 games. 18 points in 63 games. Where would I put him? 18 points. About Michael Rasmussen and Gustafson. And then Andrew, and a little worse, Andrew Kopp. Like, wouldn't mind that. Also, a guy that can play center. Like, come on. I got 2 more of these, and then we'll call it good. Then we'll hit a commercial break. Nobody did Nico Sturgeon. Never mind. We have 1 more left. We have the Vancouver Canucks traded Carson Soucy to the Rangers for a 2025 3rd round pick. Mind you, it is a San Jose 2025 3rd round pick, so it's probably going to be at the top of the 3rd round. So it's basically a 2nd round pick, right? Red Wings could have done something like this. Carson Soucy, they got him for this year and they have him for next year. 30 years old, left-hand shot, left side, but he's 6'5". Like, he's not a point getter. He's an absolute beast. So he's got 3 points in 7 games with the Rangers. Not too shabby. So, anyways, let's take a quick break and hit a DraftKings, and then we'll be back in about a minute and 40. You know, it might not feel like it, but spring is right around the corner. You know how you can tell? Golfers are hitting the links, and we have some tournaments to talk about. And if you want to do more than just talk, put your money where your mouth is. Get in on all the tee to green action with DraftKings Sportsbook. From Thursday's opening round through the closing round Sunday, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with tournament props, live betting, odds boost, and so much more. And if you've never bet on golf before, it's easier than you think. Just pick up something simple like a golfer to win the tourney and make your pick. It's just that easy. Now we got some tournaments coming up. We got the Puerto Rico Open, the Players Championship, the Valspar Championship, the Texas Children's Houston Open. Maybe you can bet for Stefan Jaeger to win. Maybe a little Scotty Scheffler or a little Bryce Garnett. You know, whatever it is, you can get in on the action. And here's something special for first timers. New to DraftKings customers, bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boo Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Sorry, I thought I was done with the trades or drafts and everything. Real quick, I just want to kind of show you what did he do, okay? This year, to show you an idea of what he did, just so that you can understand some of my frustrations with him. Pulling this up. Okay, so we have wrong one. I apologize. Anyways, so pulling up the trades that he did this year. We'll start at the start of the year just so you can get an idea, and it kind of goes into the summer to show you what he did. I can do this. This honestly, this spawns off everything, dude. It was so much to this. Oh my god! Last summer was the Wallman trade. Holy shit! Okay. I'm gonna partially defend the Wallman trade. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna have a hard time with it though. Okay. Okay. If you're looking at it not just as you gave a pick away with Wallman, it looks a little bit better. So, I'll give you the quick rundown. So this is the wall just because I want to give a little more context. If you consider that basically he got rid of Wallman's contract and he for a second round pick that he did not have initially and traded Kiskinen for Andrew Gibson. Boom. Like Andrew Gibson for Kiskinen is already looking like a steal. And then he moved off of Wallman's contract for a second round pick here and already have. So in that, if you take those two as it is, like that makes more sense, right? It makes a lot more sense. So just that. Okay. Now he moved off of Wallman, reviewing the Kiskinen trade. Kiskinen was a third round pick in 2023. Andrew Gibson was a second round pick in 2023. We know that Yzerman had his eyes on Kiskinen as well. And then one of the things I want to talk about with him is Kiskinen has in La Liga right now, he has 44 points he had 44 points in 46 games. That's awesome. In the Finnish league, that's phenomenal. He led his team, by the way. In the OHL, Gibson has 17 points in 28 games. Less good. He also played on the Sioux Greyhound. He looks like he was traded. He had 7 points in 26 games. So basically he's had 24 points in 54 games. As a defenseman, not too terrible, but Gibson, you probably want to see a little bit more. Supposedly he's been struggling. The thing is Red Wings have plenty of they have enough right-handed defensemen coming up in the system with the access to Sandy Pellikka. They have Sider and a third pair one, like you can fill that in. So they needed more forward help. So Kiskinen actually it was a good benefit there. Okay. Jake Wallman, though, that one was a hard one because he had a breakout season with the Sharks. He had 32 points in 50 games. And then now with the Edmonton Oilers, he's got 4 points in 8 games. So there supposedly were some issues with management, or not with management, with the coaching staff, which was Derek Lalonde, who got fired earlier this season, right? So, like, considering that maybe if we had moved on from Derek Lalonde last year, which I don't know why you would have, because he got you tied with Washington, so there's no reason to fire him. The start of the year, that makes more sense, but so that's why you keep these isolating incidents. It feels a little bit off. So again, that was a screw up. Probably one of the worst trades he's ever made. Hands down, it's infuriating. You had to give away a second round pick. There was supposedly there's rumors that that one reporter talked to a GM that said, not rumors, a writer said that there were GMs that were like, I would have paid for Wallman, and Yzerman did not shop this clearly and paid to get rid of him, which is a huge mess up by him. So first off there. Robbie Fabry, moved off of him for a 4th round pick. That's pretty cheap. A 2nd round pick is different than a 4th round pick. With the Ducks, he has 44 points in 16 games. He's constantly injured. It was honestly, it was okay. You get back Gage Alexander, who is an interesting character. Like, he's a 5th round pick goalie, 22 years old. He's getting a new contract at the end of this year. He's mostly played in the ECHL this year. He's been kind of moving around. He's only played 6 games this year, mostly with the Reading Royals. 5 games. He said did well though. 2.81 goals against and a 913 goals against average. That's not too bad. Don't mind that one. Ole Mata, I understand why he traded Ole Mata, because the left side was looking. You had Sherratt, Gustafsson, Edvinsson, Johansson, and Mata. And so you're not going to trade Edvinsson. You're not going to trade Johansson. Sherratt's 2 contracts too hard to move, and you just signed Gustafsson. So, like, you had to move someone who had value. So you get Ole Mata for 3rd round pick. I understand why you did it. No, I don't love it. I actually really like Ole Mata, and actually I'm really excited for him because he ended up signing a pretty good deal with the Utah Hockey Club. Found a home there at $3.5 million per year for the next 3 years. So good for him, dude. Billy Husso, he said for future considerations just to help the Ducks this year in their AHL, which is totally okay. I hope Billy finds a way to just start to thrive in his role over there, because I think he's a good goalie. He's just had some issues. He's only played 2 games with the Ducks this year. He had not much better. He had a 902 save percentage and a 2.83 goals against. It's on the Ducks, mind you, right? It's on the Ducks. You have to consider that, right? I interviewed Billy Husso and asked him which goalie he would want the Red Wings to sign this year from his home country. And he said the guy on the Boston Bruins, which was, he was part of the Allmark trade. I keep want to say Kiskinen, but that's literally the Red Wings prospect I was talking about. Jonas Korpisalo, who is, playing with the Boston Bruins. How well is he doing this year? Not great. Never mind. It's a little below average. So, and then Red Wings were part of this is the trade deadline, right? So now we're talking about these year's trades, right? So now you help a divisional rival, which I don't mind. Like, someone's going to help utilize your cap space. I don't really care who you help. Like, you're not catching the Lightning. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if you get a 4th round pick out of it, cool. You know why it's good? Because the Red Wings didn't have a 4th round pick. So, like, I'm okay. You help out. You help them out. Like, you move off of Kyle Aucoin, who wasn't even going to, like, I don't even know where he's a 6th round pick from 2020. Red Wings weren't going to re-sign him. He's at Harvard. He had 4 points in 28 games. Is he a forward or defenseman? He's a defenseman. So the left side D, 4 points. He's 6 foot. Like, cool. You move off of prospects, not a big deal. So I don't mind this one at all. You're going to get a 4th round pick. The Joe Veleno one, I don't mind this at all as well. I don't mind moving off of Joe Veleno. I think it was time. He wasn't really producing. He didn't have really a role. He was kind of part of the Holland era. He's 25 years old. He needed another opportunity. I understand. Looking at the goalies for this up and coming year, I understand why you went and got Peter Mrazek. It does block Costa a little bit, but I know Yzerman's not willing to he's willing to pick up guys bring up guys if they're gonna actually perform. The training camp is huge for these types of guys. But if you're looking at the goalies who are available and everything, where are the goalies? Nope, that's not right. I want all the goalies. All right. Oh, never mind. These are all the skating ones. Never mind. I did this incorrectly. Anyways. Oh no, goaltenders. Here we go. UFA goaltenders that are left that are available this year. Jake Allen, 34 years old. Do you want to sign him? Probably not. Georgiev, probably not. Vanacek, probably not. Freddie Anderson, probably will resign. Anton Forsberg, probably not. Marc-Andre Fleury, probably not. Dan Vladar, maybe, but I don't know if you want to pay for him. He may be too expensive. 2.2, and he's not playing as well as you'd like him to see. Like Samsonov, Riddick, James Reimer, who tried that one, Alex Lyon. You might want to honestly resign Lyon for another year. Like Jonas Johansson and Jackson Stober. Jackson Stober is maybe the only one. He is a UFA Group 6. He's only played 5 games this year, though, with the Utah Hockey Club. He's 25 years old. Like, you can take a flyer on him, kind of like you did with Ville Husso. But to me, there's the goalie crop out there was not good in the UFAs. So I don't mind him picking up Mrazek. Craig Smith, you kind of get that veteran forward. I mean, he expires at the end of the year, so I'm not too worried about that, really. Kind of helps with the cop situation as well. Kind of play like in the depth. Basically, he's a Joe Veleno swap, right? He's a veteran though instead. So I don't mind this. And again, you're not playing Joe Veleno for next year either, right? The rest of this year and next year. So you're basically getting Mrazek for $2 million, basically. So I don't hate it. But again, there's so many other things you could have done. There's so many other things. Again, there's an AHL trade. There's so many things they could have done. And so I'm going to get to the crux of this argument. I'm going to talk to you just face to face in this one. So to me, again, I think patience is starting to run out. I'm having a hard time. I'm not even wearing my jersey today. I'm not even wearing my Red Wings jersey. But to me, I'm having issues with Yzerman in that I just I want to believe him. And the thing is, and I keep sticking to these couple things. And this is what I keep telling everyone. Ken Holland said at the end of his tenure with the Red Wings, he said a true and proper rebuild, not a retool, which is what we're seeing St. Louis do, where we saw Minnesota do when they bought out Parise and Suter, what we saw Nashville do when they did all the buying of them. Like Calgary's doing a retool, Boston's doing a retool. Like these teams are trying to do it on the fly, 2 to 3 to 4 years. Red Wings, Chicago, and San Jose have done full rebuilds. Strip it down to the foundation. And Ken Holland always said it takes 6 to 8, even 10 years to do a proper full rebuild. Yzerman got here in April 19th of 2019. So it is now, we're coming up to April in 2025. We are now at so he did 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. He's just finishing his 6th year. Are you telling me that the Red Wings are just now starting to come out of the rebuild? I am telling you that because it's literally what's happening. Look at the roster that is coming up with the Red Wings now. It is amazing some of the things that he's done. I'll tell you, I have some real issues with some of the things that he has done with free agent signings. He got lucky with the DeBrincat trade. He wanted to come home, so he got lucky in that one. Andrew Kopp has not worked out. Comfer has not worked out. Tarasenko hasn't worked out. Kane has. And then those are the big contracts right there, right? On forward. And then let's go we're gonna go negative on the defense, right? Ben Sherratt, Justin Hall, Jeff Petrie, Eric Gustafson. Free agency is just not his bag. His bottom guys, Tyler Mott's fine. Watts, Austin Watson, Dominic Shine, like fine, cool, awesome. Like in those, like okay, like, but to me, one of the reasons I don't love. I know I was saying you can trade like a 3rd or 4th round pick. To me, I highly value Yzerman's drafting ability. If we're looking at the guys that he's drafted, by the way, look at this team now. I'm gonna pull up their roster, their guys right now. They look at this. Actually, even better. We'll pull up if you're not looking on YouTube, by the way, I'll just tell you it anyways, the lineups and everything. If you look at who is here, Rasmussen, Holland era, he's leftover, right? And same with Dylan Larkin and Bergen as well. But look at the rest of these. Raymond, great draft, 4th overall, 2020. Casper, 2022, 8th overall, great pickup. And so those are 2 great forward pickups, right? They're by the way, drafted by Yzerman. Look at the defense. Seider, 6th overall, 2019. Edmondson, 6th overall, 2021. Awesome. Albert Johansson, 2020 draft, 2019? No, 2020, I'm pretty sure. Second rounder in 2019, Yzerman draft, right? Again, the goalie who's up right now, Sebastian Cossa, Yzerman draft. Elmer Soderblom, Yzerman draft. Like his ability to draft is phenomenal. And I almost guarantee what we're going to see next year. Look at Nate Danielson, 32 points, 61 games in his first pro year, half point per game guy. This guy, no joke, I think he makes the roster next year. I think he absolutely fights for his spot. I think you have Carter Mazur. I think he gets a spot, right? Lombardi he's got 27 points, 34 games. Smaller, he's 5'10". Like he honestly could be fighting for a spot down there as well. Right. We got Emmett Finney, who just came up to the Grand Rapids Griffins, 84 points, 55 games. Great draft. These are just forwards, by the way, I'm talking about, right? Like these are some really good, and the Griffins aren't like an amazing team right now this year. Going to the defense, right? William Willander doing 16 points, 52 games, not too bad. Chuabisto, 24 points in 57 games. That's looking pretty good. He's looking to start to really break out. Shai Buium, first, one of his first, I think it's his first pro year, actually. Is it his first full pro year? I'm very sure it's his first pro year because he played in Denver for a long time. It is his first full pro year, right? First full pro year for Shai Buium, brother of Zeev Buium, 23 points, 58 games. Love that. Emil Vero, very defensive defenseman. He's doing okay there. But I love it. There's some really good guys. Not to mention Branson Nygaard, who's out in the SHL. He's just drafted last past year. He's 18.5 playing pro hockey in the SHL, 11 points, 42 games. Right. He's slow start. It's okay. He's probably playing down the lineup. Axel Sandy Pellica lit it up with the World Juniors, 29 points in 46 games as a defenseman. Like, there's so many good. Max Plant, like, Buchelnikov has 54 points in 65 games in the KHL as a second round pick, dude. Again, Kieskinen, 44 points, 46 games. Love that, right? Liam Dower Nielsen, mind you, it's in the Allsvenskan, 41 points in 52 games, still thriving. Like, there's so many good ones. Who that? Oh yeah, and they just signed this guy, Edwards Tralmax, 51 points in 48 games, over a point per game in the Czechia League, right? Anton Johansson just got here from the SHL. He just came over, right? John Whipple, like Trey Augustine, Landon Miller. Like, there is I'm going back to solo cam. If you're on YouTube, if you're on audio, it's okay. You don't have to watch me on YouTube. You can watch me on Spotify, or you can listen on Spotify. The future is super promising. Guys and gals, they're just coming out of this rebuild. They're just finishing year 6. I think Red Wings will absolutely be fighting for a spot next year because how stacked the Atlantic is. Look at the Atlantic. You had the Lightning, who made moves this year, picking up Gord, and who is the guy from? He was in Columbus. Goodness gracious, that's gonna kill me. Like Toronto made moves, right? You had Florida. I mean, absolute banger of a team. Did a great job picking up a bunch of guys as well. Who is the guy? Bjorkstrand. Thank you. Okay. So Tampa Bay, big Bjorkstrand. By the way, it's still Vasilevsky. Toronto, goaltending looking great. And you have Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. Florida is freaking Florida. I mean, they're doing phenomenal as well. Ottawa's having a great year this year. Montreal's beating you as well. Like, it's a tough division. And I'm so ready. And Boston's going to rebuild finally, right? Buffalo is struggling. I don't want Buffalo to struggle, but to me, I think there's a lot more hope to be here. And I'm going to leave you with this. I trust the Yzerplan. I am running out of steam. I'm having a harder and harder time doing it. But we saw the way he built Tampa, and it was through the draft. I don't know if there's another Braden Point in this system, and I think he needs to go hard on the free agency. I think he needs to look for, if Axel Pelka isn't going to be up this year or next year, they need a right-handed defenseman, and they need a left-handed defenseman, and they need some forward help. There's a lot of help that needs to be done here. But to me, there is absolutely an opportunity for Yzerman to turn this stuff around and go land a Gabrikov out of LA, right? Free agency, left side D, a Mitch Marner. I think he signs in Toronto again, but a Mitch Marner like that, right? Like, you need to go out and make a big splash on the free agencies. You need to offer sheet someone, like Marco Rossi out of Minnesota Wild. He's in the Western Conference, so you don't care if you swing and miss, it's okay because it's in the Western Conference, right? Like, you need to take opportunities for these guys who want to sign, you want to sign a Kaprizov. Well, give Marco Rossi a good contract, right? That helps your center depth, right? So to me, there's absolutely some huge opportunities here. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. I am so excited for this. I think there's a lot of exciting hope. It's stressful right now, but I think there's a lot of good things that can come out of this. I trust that Yzerman's depth draftees are going to be coming up soon. I think, hold on. This is the exciting part of the ride. It's the most frustrating part because you're in the will they, won't they, right? It's the same way when you're dating, right? This is the same. We're dating Yzerman. We're dating the Red Wings, dude. It's like, will they, won't they? Are we going to get a kiss at the end of the night? We're so close. And I don't, by the way, I don't want to be good for a year, 2, 3, 4 years. I want to be good for a decade. I want so Dylan Larkin's like 29 years old, I think. He's older, right? Not like super old, but like, he's ready for this. He's 28 years old. Dude, when he's 33 in 5 years, do you know how good this team's going to be? Like, Raymond's going to be 27 in his prime. Sider's going to be 28 in his prime. Locked up to these phenomenal contracts too. Like, this is going to be good. I'm so excited the next couple of years, and I hope you join me for the ride. Hit like, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much. And I'm back, baby. I'm back ready to record some more. I love you guys. I'll see you at the Ottawa Senators game tomorrow if you're going to come. I'd appreciate it. So come say hi to me. Appreciate it. I'll be wearing the Raymond jersey. Love you. Bye.